So we're here in sunny Lincolnshire today. We're on site with Simon from K&S Fencing. Thanks for coming, Simon.
You're welcome.
Tell us a little bit about K&S Fencing.
Well, K&S Fencing, we've been trading 25 years. Cover all aspects of fencing, but mainly concentrate on the agricultural side if we can.
Fantastic. And K&S Fencing have actually been on site before?
Yeah, I think we did this about 15 to 20 years ago. Still looking strong.
Fantastic. And today we've got another job on. We've got a timber stock net fence down the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, I think we've got about 350 metres to put up today.
Fantastic. Should we crack on?
Yeah.
So the first job when you come to a fencing site is surveying where you're going to be fencing. This stretch of fence here is pretty straight and flat, but what sort of considerations would you normally be having?
Where the bends are, dips in the ground.
How often would you be putting strainers? Obviously this is quite a big bend that we're coming up to now.
On a normal basis we'd go around 50 metres, but if it's a good straight run you get away with 100 metres. When you get to a bend like we're coming up to, you probably stick 2 or 3 on the bend to make it work.
And your intermediate posts that you'd have in between your strainers, how far apart would they be spaced normally?
4 yards, so look at 3.6 metres around that sort of distance. It works well, it makes a good strong fence.
So Simon, we've walked the fence line, we know where the fence is going, we know where all our corners are going to be. The most important post of the fence is probably this first post. It's where we're going to be pulling the wire up against. All the strain's going to be on this post. What size post are you using here and how deep are you driving it?
This is a 150 thick post. We're driving it in the ground roughly 4 feet, just to give us that extra bit of strength in the ground to stop it pulling over, and then we're going to put a G-pack on it.
So obviously this end post is going to have all the strain of the fence against it, so it's really important that we brace it correctly. We've got a diagonal strainer here with a footing post. To stop the footing post moving when the ground gets wet, we're going to stick a G-pack 4 down. So Gripple have 2 types of G-pack. We've got a G-pack 3, which is 3mm cable, and a G-pack 4, which is 4mm cable. The 3 comes with a Gripple Plus medium and is rated up to 400 kilos. The 4 comes with a Gripple Plus large and is rated up to 600 kilos. The benefit of a G-pack is they are pre-cut fused lengths of wire with a loop already installed on one end. So really easy to choke around the footing post. You run it up to the end post, through one side of the large, around the end post, and through the empty channel. Once that's installed, take the Gripple torque tool and tension it up. All that does is pull the footing post back in against the strut. It's going to stop this end post from moving. So Simon, down the far end we've got a diagonal brace. Up here we're going to be using a H brace. With the H brace you've got the horizontal, you've got the 2 end posts. What sort of size end posts are you using for this and what depth are you installing them to?
The one on the end, again it's the 150, 8 foot long, and then we've got a 125, 8 foot again, just to give us a bit more strength on the ends.
And the H brace you also use on deer fence. You actually installed this deer fence next to us about 15 years ago.
Yeah, seen better days now, but it's still up.
And then when you're straining the H brace, obviously you're going to tension the top of this end post against the bottom of your end post there. Gripple has the D-pack and the G-pack. You use crimps elsewhere on the fence. What's the benefit of using Gripple when you're bracing?
It comes as a pack and it's easy to use, straightforward. It's good.
Should we put one on?
Yeah, let's give it a go.
So we're at the end post here. We've used a H brace to strain against the end post. We're going to use a G-pack 4 on this one. The G-pack comes as a pre-cut fused length of cable. It's 4mm in diameter and it's rated up to 600 kilos. For bigger fences, longer runs, you might want to use a D-pack for. It's the same 4mm cable, however the joiner is rated up to 750 kilos. So first of all, we're going to loop it round the bottom of the end post, through the loop, and run it up to the end, through the first channel of the joiner, around the post, back down to the joiner, take the tension out, and then use your Gripple torque tool to strain that up. I'm just going to cut that tail wire off. I'm going to leave a hand width in case you need to retension it at any point. That's how easy it is to install a Gripple G-Pack 4. So we've got 350 metres of fence to put up today. We're using a 80/15 stock net fence. We're going to be using T-clips today. Simon, you use knots and T-clips. To you, what is the benefit of using T-clips over knots?
The speed, and when we're doing horse net or anything with a smaller gap, it's a lot easier on the hands and quicker and easier.
We'll stick some T-clips on this end post now, and then we'll be ready to pull into the middle and tension up. So we've got the T-clip installed on the end post. What's next, Simon?
We're going to run the wire out and then install some Gripple joiners in the middle and tension her up.
So now we've pulled the fence line out with the machine, Simon. Because there's a couple of bends along this fence line, we're going to use some Gripple Plus mediums intermittently to join the fence. You use knots, you use crimps, and you use Gripple. What's the benefit of using Gripple along here?
Well, being on a corner, we can take any slack out on the corner and get the tension all the way along the line.
So we're going to cut the rows out of here, stick some mediums in the middle, pull the rest of the tension out with the machine, and then we can come back along and nip it up where required. Simon, now we're down the other side of the fence. We've pulled most of the tension out with the machine. What's next?
We're going to tie off this end with the T-clips. Then once we've done that, we're going to go down the fence and tighten the joiners up.
So now we've terminated down at the end post. We've pulled most of the slack out with the machine. We'll come back down to the row of joiners that we put in earlier on. We're going to pull the rest of the tension out with the Gripple Plus medium here. Where else would you use these mediums?
Well, in tight spaces, not very accessible to the tractor, short lengths, anything like that, where it makes it just a little bit easier for us.
Brilliant. So we'll get these tightened up now. So now we're happy with the tension in this fence. We're going to get these tail wires snipped off and tidied up. What else do we need to do?
Staple it up and finish her off.
So now we've got the net up, we're happy with the tension. Next job is 2 lines of barbed wire on top. And how would you normally terminate your barbed wire?
Normally just tie it off in a knot, termination knot, and that's how we do it.
And have you seen the T-clip 2 from Gripple?
Not yet.
No, so it works the same as a T-clip 1. It's all the same mechanism inside. You feed your wire around the post, through the T-clip, and it just twists back onto the wire. So now we've pulled the barbed out to a midway point. We're actually going to join it in a couple of locations along this fence because of the corners. So you join your wire with the Gripple high tensile joiner the same as you would your plain wire. You've got a hole there. Your joiner slots on, and then you're going to take your second line, insert that into the empty hole, and as a joiner, as long as you've got a finger width either side of wire, you know that's in and secure. So that's it, Simon, job's finished, the fence is up. How have you found using Gripple on the system today?
It's worked well on these bends, and I use some new tools as well, which is really good.
Well, thank you very much for your help.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's been a brilliant day. On to the next.